In what ways does your media product use, develop, or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? Our task was to create a marketing campaign which involved producing a teaser trailer, poster, and magazine cover. My group and I decided on using the combination of the social realism and thriller genre to attract a wide target audience of a younger demographic. To show our research and process leading up to our final teaser trailer, I will compare our product with the real media text that we focused on to gain ideas and inspiration from. I will go on to talk about the various aspects of the teaser Inception and the theatrical trailer Elephant, as well as the fish tank trailer, and will compare ours with them. I will also mention certain features from the Loved Ones, which we focused on more for branding. Fine Line Features distributes Elephant and the notorious Warner Brothers distributes Inception. We decided to use similar monochrome colours that Warner Brothers does and conform to real media texts, where a lot of them use black and white for their idents. We created a simple ident with a clear font, which I believe is effective. Inception uses an establishing shot of a cityscape, which is a stereotypical convention associated with thrillers. The dull black, grey and white colours reinforce a sinister and dark element. Whereas the opening of our teaser uses an establishing shot of the college setting, which shows the landscape and rural environment and has bright colours. This is naturalistic lighting, and Elephant also uses this in their trailer. This instantly conveys our social realism aspect. Here you can see a peaceful autumn setting with a car driving down the road unsteadily. We decided to create a quick glimpse of a naturalistic and calm atmosphere for our establishing shot, gaining inspiration from Elephant. We liked some of the shots used in Elephant and wanted to recreate similar ones to convey a realistic environment, and this technique is also used in Fish Tank, which creates suspense and enigma. This style of editing using out-of-focus shots is apparent in our teaser, and I feel that it is effective and upholds our idea of hidden identity in a sophisticated and professional manner. The notorious film director Christopher Nolan appears in the Inception teaser. This is shortly followed by the director of The Dark Knight, a majorly successful film, which would most likely attract many fans to watch his new film of Inception. The well-known independent film director Gus Van Sant is shown in Elephant, which could help to bring in fans of his previous work to watch the film. He did in fact have a mainstream breakout in 1997, and therefore more people would be aware of some of his works. We, however, did not include a director's name, as we are a small independent company. However, after we realised that we had put the director's name of Shane Meadows on our magazine cover and could have put this in our teaser to make links between the two. Perhaps we could have made our film have an Oscar-winning director, like Fish Tank, as this would have actually appealed to our target audience, as they would have had the assumption that the film is good after the director receiving such a prestigious award. The length of our teaser is 36 seconds, where it is on the shorter side of stereotypical teaser lengths, which are roughly between 30 seconds and a minute and a half. Inception is slightly longer and is 1 minute and 2 seconds, and of course Elephant and Fish Tank are theatrical trailers and have longer durations. However, the teaser trailer of The Loved Ones is 38 seconds, which is very similar to our duration, where it doesn't give much of the narrative away, but you get a rough gist, which is what we were aiming for. We have significant props that feature in our teaser, where there are many close-ups of the gun but also long shots of it. This challenges Elephant, which doesn't particularly show any one prop as significant to the narrative. It shows bags which we can tell contain weapons. Inception also uses a significant prop, which is the spinning top, and an important point of the narrative. So we are keeping up with this element. I feel that we should have included something of a similar effect to this in our teaser trailer, as it is a common feature for independent films. We could have also added the reviews and ratings that appear on our magazine cover. This would be an element to improve, as it would have enhanced our trailer. We used a voiceover of a news report to create realism and depict this tragic incident. Originally, we wanted to include a real voiceover of someone calling the police from the Columbine massacre. However, we decided to record our own and create a news report, which seems more professional and frightening, that this occurrence is breaking news.
We interrupt your programme to inform you that we have received reports of a school shooting in Surrey.
Most of the film titles for our real media texts are simple but effective. The title in Inception enters from a very intricate and exciting transition. However, this was a big budget film, and so could afford to do this. It also relays the narrative well, and overall ends the teaser with a strong image of the film title. Elephant's title, on the other hand, is very simple and minimalist, and is the only title without capital letters. It is in the colour white on a blue and black background to add some depth. Fish Tank uses capital letters, and is in the plain blue colour used throughout. It is on a simple black background. We did play around with making our title pink, however found that it was more suitable to make it white, as this is the colour connoting innocence. It depends on the film, but most social realism titles are in capital letters, and so we wanted to stick to this convention. Our title looks most like Fish Tank's, as it has a similar font on a plain black background, with the difference being that ours emerges with a cinematic boom. We have used montage editing, which is a convention of a teaser which helps create enigma and doesn't give too much of the narrative away. We have used some hard cut transitions which meets the thriller conventions of Inception. Elephant also uses some hard cuts which we liked. Here is the moment where we have used leading lines, with Tabitha walking down the corridor to create a strong image. Tabitha is walking towards the camera, whereas the boy in Elephant is walking away from the camera, but are similar camera angles. Here is also naturalistic lighting, so we have conformed to the social realism conventions, which doesn't use unnatural lighting or edited lighting. The titles we have used in our teaser enter with a cinematic boom and are in the colour white on a black background, which mirrors the title of Innocence, as white has this connotation. Our font is Chub Gothic, which appears on our poster and magazine cover. It is a fairly large-sized font and is positioned in the middle of the screen. The titles also appear broken up between the action, which reinforces enigma and is similar in the way that the titles for Inception appear. Here you can see how Your Mind and Is the Scene of the Crime is separated with the fast-moving images and with Leonardo DiCaprio turning towards the camera, which creates suspense along with the cinematic sound used simultaneously, which is also similar to what we created. We feel that our titles could have had a better impact if we had also added the pink hue around all of them to maintain our brand and depict this environment and genre. We made our own soundtrack on GarageBand, which follows a social realism aspect, focusing on the subgroup of teenagers with an upbeat and contrapuntal song, like Elephant, which uses a classical song. We also used cinematic sounds to enhance the tension, similar to the way Inception built up to a climax. We had a break-in sound before there is the diegetic sound of gunfire. This challenges the conventions of thrillers and our real media texts. At this moment we also have the diegetic sounds of Tabitha's heartbeat to add tension and show her sense of anxiety. The majority of the sounds used in our teaser are non-diegetic, as the characters in the film cannot hear it, which creates tension, suspense and enigma. In our trailer, the pace of the editing speeds up towards the end, which is the same technique that Inception used. This is a common convention used as it builds up suspense and is climatic and therefore effective.